Well, that's the way everyone is toward Mother Earth. She's supplying the water. She's supplying the fruits and the vegetables and the food grains. She's providing the air that we breathe. And that the earth is an expansion of the feminine potency of God. Krishna tells in Gita, Aham bija pratapita, that he's the seed-giving father of all living beings. But who's the mother? He's also the mother. Or she's also the mother. And very much through Mother Earth. Our bodies are made of the elements of the earth, are they not? Earth, water, fire, air, ether. The water comes from the earth, the ether comes from the earth, the fire, the earth. Our bodies are made out of Mother Earth. Just like our bodies are made from our mother, biologically. And according to the Vedic principles, there is a deity, there is a presiding personality in the earth. In fact, she is the consort, the eternal consort of Varahadev, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Just as Varaha is an expansion of Krishna, Bhumi is an expansion of Radha, an expansion of Lakshmi. An expansion of Sita. Sita is Ram's consort. Now Hanuman, he was intelligent. He understood that everyone's welfare, including his own, is for Sita and Ram to be united. But Ravana, his mentality, he was greedy. He was lustful. He was selfish and arrogant. In his conception, I want to enjoy Sita for myself. And he was thinking he would be happy by doing it. Even though so many people warned him against it. His own wife, Mandodari, send Sita back. I'll do everything and anything you want. Just, I'm your wife. What's wrong with me? Send Sita back. Vibhishan, you will be destroyed. She is Ram's consort. You cannot take what belongs to Ram. Even Kumbhakarna warned his brother. I'll fight for you, but if you want my advice, you better give Sita back to Ram. And Hanuman came. Said, if you want a taste of what Ram is going to do, I'm just his menial, humble, insignificant servant, and watch what I do. And he burned the whole city. So what was Ravana's illusion? He wanted to exploit God's consort for himself. And Hanuman wanted to serve God's consort in harmony with the will of Ram. Now in Ramayana, Sita came out of the earth. And at the end of her Leela, she went into the earth. That's not an accident. Because she's not different than Mother Earth. The earth is Sita, is Bhumi, an expansion. The Vedic solution is we understand the reality as it is. The natural resources are sacred. They are God's energy. And how we respect and utilize them is what's going to determine the fate of the world. There was an Indian chief, and not East Indian, but American Indian. His name was Chief Seattle. Seattle, Washington was named after him, actually. Seattle. And there's a famous statement. Some say he said it, some said other people said it, but whoever said it, it was a good thing to say. Essentially, he saw when the Europeans came to the West, America, the Indians, American Indians, they were much more Vedic in the sense that they really honored Mother Earth. They considered the earth and all the gifts of the earth to be sacred. And if you take something, you have to take it carefully with respect and honor, and you have to replenish it. You can't just take without replenishing with something in a very good way. If you cut a tree, you have to plant another tree. If you grow a crop, you have to do it in such a way that you're not plundering the earth, but that you're nourishing and restoring the earth. It's a natural science. And when when the American Indians saw the Europeans coming, they were just cutting and leaving things in waste, planting and ripping. Well, to speak of stealing all the land from them themselves and putting them in prison camps, reservations. And he wrote something. He said, Mother Earth, it's like your bed. If you contaminate your bed, you're going to have to sleep in it. It's reality. All the gifts that God has given us are sacred. Every breath is a gift of Mother Earth. Without it, we all die. Every drop of water, every pinch of soil. And what a miraculous mother, the earth. You go to the Himalayas and you see some yogi produce some ashes and you think, oh, how wonderful. But every day, Mother Earth, some little seed, a tree grows, and hundreds of fruits and flowers. You can't even eat ashes. We see fruit trees, we see flower trees. Every time we eat, just from a seed in the ground, just mix water, mix a seed, mix earth, and rice, chapati flour, with mixing a little together, gulab jamuns, halava. So many natural gifts. It's a miracle everywhere. Vegetables, fruits, and each one is so different and so amazing. There's grapes and there's mangoes and there's papayas and there's chicus, there's cashews. Can't we recognize the sanctity of Earth as our mother? So environmentalism, from the Vedic perspective, is a divine service to God. It goes way beyond just building a better future for humanity. It's an inseparable part of Dharma, is to love, honor, and respect our mother. And from that perspective, everyone's mother. And this mother, if you're married, your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren, your great-great-grandchildren, your great-great-great-great-great-grandchildren, the same mother is going to be required to provide for them. It's very personal, and it's our dharmic responsibility. If we just have that type of consciousness, we could be happy with the simple things that God provides. If we just realistic, you're not really motivated to do things. That illusion is totally dispelled by Hanuman. Who was more dynamic? Who was more hard-working than Hanuman? He could lift mountains. He could build bridges of rocks across an ocean. He could jump across the ocean. He could burn cities. He can fight Rakshasas. Hanuman was not a lazy bhakta. He wasn't, you people, you follow bhakti, what are you going to do for the world? Lazy, you just sit in some ashram and chant. What are you doing? It's like our Param Guru, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. During World War II, there was, and after, you know, he was, so many devotees were coming, and they were fighting a war against Maya out of compassion for all living beings. Lord Chaitanya taught a battle against Maya. It's totally non-violent, but it's war against ignorance, illusion, and suffering through enlightenment, knowledge, and grace. But one of the big Indian generals came to Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, and he's saying, you're recruiting all these good men that we could use in the army to fight against the British, and you're making them sadhus. We need them. They're just lazy here in the ashram. We need them to fight for freedom. And Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati said, they are very skinny and weak. They can't help your army very much. Let them just eat some prasada, do something good for... But actually they were doing so good. You know, Mahatma Gandhi was not physically a powerful soldier, but he did more than all the other soldiers because he had character and integrity. So Hanuman taught us how to live in harmony with the will of Sita. Hanuman taught us how to dedicate our lives to honoring, respecting, and protecting Sita. We have Sita sitting right there, actually. Sita Devi Dasi. In harmony with the will of Ram. This is the Vedic solution to climate change. To change our consciousness. To change it from little Ravanas to little Hanumans. From protecting the earth, from exploiting the earth for our own purposes, to protecting and honoring the earth for God's purposes. And actually, there is no other permanent solution. All other solutions, whether they come out of the United Nations or any other environmentalist organization, they may be good, they may be necessary, they may be vital. And many of these organizations are, we bow to them for their good efforts. But we must understand, unless there is a change in consciousness, it's not sustainable. Without a change of consciousness, even environmentalism is unsustainable sustainability. Does that make sense? I once met with, some years ago, the Minister for the Environment for India. We had a good discussion. And I was explaining to her. She challenged, what are you sadhus doing for the environment? The rivers are polluted, the land is polluted, the air is polluted. So much poison, so much toxic waste, so much dangers, ozone, greenhouse, all these things are happening, and you're just, doing your mantras. So these mantras clean the heart. The reason for all this ecological pollution is because of pollution in the heart. And even if, by making laws and reforms and educating the public very nicely about the importance of cleaning up the environment, if you clean every river, every ocean, every bit of land, and clear the air and the sky, it's guaranteed. If we don't clean the pollution of toxic greed in people's hearts, they're going to pollute everything all over again, 100%. So we have to harmoniously work side by side. We have to do these things. But we also have to educate people how to find satisfaction and fulfillment in the simple divine gifts that God has given us. Lord Chaitanya, he wrote 8 verses, Shikshastakam. It begins, Chaito Darpana Marjanam Bhava Mahadavagni Nirvapanam. Chaito Darpana Marjanam means that the mind is like a mirror that is covered with dirt. To the degree the mind is covered with dirt, it's going to impel us to speak and to act in karmic ways that pour that dirt all over the world in so many ways. And factually, disasters are very much reactions of collective karma. If we keep... Mother Earth has a body, and it's very much like our body. Mother Earth, like our body, when there's some problem, she heals herself. Yes, you have a cut. It heals itself. A good doctor doesn't heal it for you. A good doctor depends on the body to heal itself. You could have certain types of surgeries where the doctors become, they do a lot of manipulation of things. But if the body doesn't help and heal itself through that process, the person's going to die. Yes? So Mother Earth heals herself. But like our body, if the body is exploited, and filled with more and more and more toxins, and is never given the time to replenish itself, then it can't heal itself. It turns into serious diseases. And similarly, Mother Earth, same thing. But when she gets diseased, the reactions are severe. They could be tsunamis, they could be earthquakes. It is connected with karma. It is not just some ideological theory. It is the gravest necessity for humanity today and for all times, to clean the ecology of our consciousness. And the simplest, most powerful cleansing agent to remove the pollution of our minds and our hearts and restore the love, the compassion, and the inner satisfaction that we're all longing for is the chanting of God's holy name.